So 3 wins out of 4 represents a great start to the season, but these are the sort of games where you just want to get the points and move on. Hello, my name's Richard and welcome back to my channel over and over again, which features everything to do with Arsenal. In this video I just want to look back at yesterday's victory over Sheffield United. Just before I do that, I'd just like to make sure that you are subscribing to my channel. If you like what I'm doing, please click the subscribe button down below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up as well, because it does help it to get recognised on YouTube. And also as well, if you've got any comments about the match yesterday, about the performance, please drop them in the comments box below, because I do always like to hear what you guys think about everything to do with Arsenal as well. So yesterday then, it was far from inspiring performance, was it, against Sheffield United. They came to the Emirates clearly just to come for a draw, if we're honest. That they showed very little attacking intent and they were very organised, and that's the sort of game where you just want to get the 3 points and move on to the next one. The performance itself was lacking in inspiration, wasn't it? But once again, like we did against West Ham a couple of weeks ago, we managed to get the job done and we managed to dig out a victory, and that's, I suppose, a credit to Mikel Arteta for his tactical changes during the game, and also to the players for producing the quality when it was needed to get us the goals. Now the team selection, really, there was, as usual, 1 or 2 surprises Arteta tends to throw in, doesn't he? He never kind of just selects a team that we're anticipating. In the back three, Rob Holding dropped down to the bench. He's played a lot of football lately, and we have to say his performances haven't been that great, have they? So Gabriel came in alongside David Luiz and Kieran Tierney in the back three. In midfield, there was another surprise. Mohamed El-Neni got the nod ahead of Granit Xhaka, who again dropped down to the bench following the Monday night game against Liverpool. Again, he's played a lot of football this season. Maybe Arteta felt he'd maybe gone off the boil a little bit and needed a rest. So it was Mohamed El-Neni that partnered Dani Ceballos. Hector Bellerin was back on the right hand side, Bukayo Saka was back on the left hand side, and in the front three, again, there was a little bit of a surprise. Eddie Nketiah, of course, replaced Alexander Lacazette through the middle, which was a bit of a surprise because Lacazette had scored in the previous 3 league games, but of course he did miss that big chance at Liverpool, and I don't know whether that was behind a decision or not. So Eddie Nketiah was flanked by Willian on the right, and of course Aubameyang was back on the left. The first half, though, was a very poor performance from Arsenal, very flat. There was a massive disconnection between the midfield and the forwards, and we created next to nothing. We were moving the ball far too slowly. That was the biggest problem. When you're playing against a team like Sheffield United, who are coming to defend deep, you need to move the ball quickly, and we just didn't do that. We had a lot of possession, but it was easy possession for Sheffield United. It was all sideways and backwards. There was no penetration, and we didn't get in behind them, and we caused them very few problems. I can only really recall 1 or 2 opportunities that we created. One was a header from Eddie Nketiah, wasn't it? He made a good movement actually from right to left and got a header at the near post, but it was a comfortable save for Ramsdale. And then later on, Aubameyang had an effort from distance which looked like it was always going over the top anyway, but Ramsdale just helped it on its way, and that was it really. We did look a little bit shaky at the back at times. Well, when I say we, mainly David Luiz actually, particularly in the first half, he did seem very, very shaky. And of course there was that incident quite early in the game where he got caught out. He was caught in possession by Oliver Burke, and then he did slightly grab his shirt, didn't he, as a Sheffield United man ran through. Yes, it could have been a red card, I suppose, although I don't believe that really affected the Sheffield United players' chances of reaching the ball. Bernd Leno was out already and would have got there first anyway. For match of the day to turn around and almost expect the Sheffield United player to have fallen to the floor to get David Luiz a red card was a little bit hypocritical of them particularly, but anyway, not to worry. It wasn't given as a red card, and I think that was probably the right decision actually overall, although we have seen them given, haven't we? So I suppose we have to count our blessings. But after what Sadio Mane got away with on Kieran Tierney on Monday night, I guess it's kind of swings and roundabouts maybe to a certain degree, isn't it? And then of course later on in the half there was maybe another incident that could have led to a red card, the tackle from Sander Berg on Aubameyang. Yes, he did get the ball first, but I thought it was excessive, the challenge, and of course a follow through could have caused a serious injury actually to Aubameyang, and after that he never seemed quite to be moving freely, did he, afterwards with his ankle. So again, that could have been a red card quite easily. Odd that Match of the Day didn't even mention that at all, but there you go. So other than that, the first half there wasn't a lot to talk about really. The second half started in a similar way. We still moving the ball too slowly. We still lack the urgency and the creative spark to really win the game. But then Arteta made a change, not only a personnel change but also a tactical change. He took off Nketiah, moved Aubameyang through the middle, and brought Pepe on the right hand side, switched Willian to the left, and it had an immediate impact. Pepe was involved in the crucial opening goal. He played the ball into El Neni. Looked like El Neni was trying to do a 1-2 with Aubameyang on the edge of the box, but Aubameyang's ball instead found Bellerin, who was further wide by the touchline. He whipped a brilliant ball in, actually chipped it to the far post. And there was Bukayo Saka to head in his first ever goal at the Emirates, of course, to celebrate the week of his call up to the England squad as well. So it's been a brilliant week, a brilliant year as well, hasn't it, for Saka, and a great goal as well, an important goal, because the first goal in this game was always going to be crucial, and that gave us the confidence to build from there. It was a good move. It was a good move. It was a well worked goal, a well taken goal, and it kind of showed what Arteta is trying to bring to the team. Unfortunately, we're not doing those movements quite regularly enough in games quite often, but when it works, it's brilliant. And it did work again 4 or 5 minutes later when we got the second goal. Apparently it was the biggest passing move to lead to a goal in the Premier League this season, 19 passes. It ended with a lovely 1-2 between Pepe and Bellerin. Pepe's ran through from the right hand side, cutting in towards the left, and hit a brilliant shot of his left foot into the bottom corner. Off it went in off the post. Probably his best goal, I think, for Arsenal. Just so direct running, and that's what he needs to do more of. You know, he's going to be really effective if he does that. Unfortunately, he tends to cut back inside all the time and slow everything down, but he was direct then, and it paid off with a great goal. And at that point then, it looked as though we were going to go on and win the game actually quite comfortably. Sheffield United were offering nothing at all. We started to dominate the game. We were moving the ball a lot quicker now, and we could have maybe gone on and got a comfortable win, you know, maybe 3 or 4 goals. But when you don't do that, there's always an opportunity for the other team to come back. And towards the end, they managed to score their first goal of the season. It was a well-worked goal, actually, well taken goal. It was McGoldrick who cut in from the right-hand side on his left foot, curled the ball into the far corner to make it 2-1. And that was with 7 minutes of normal time remaining. So it did lead to a nervy finish. They were bombarding the box with balls, but we actually defended quite well. We looked a little bit shaky at times, but we got the job done. And they didn't really have a massive chance to equalise till right at the very end, when it was a poor clearance from Maitland-Niles, who had come on for Saka, and the ball fell to McGoldrick again, but this time he dragged his shot wide at a post, and we held on for a very, very important victory, actually. When you look at some of the other results amongst some of the other top teams, you know, the fact that there we are with 3 wins from 4 is a good start. We need to be realistic. The midfield in particular, we are lacking creativity. Arteta's changed in the way that we play, isn't he? You know, we're a lot more conservative with the way that we play now. We're setting up to be difficult to beat, which we are. We're not conceding as many chances or as many goals, but we are lacking a little spark in the final third. We're not scoring as many goals, and that is going to present us with problems as we go through the season, because we can't keep scraping wins like we have done in the last couple of weeks. We're not going to keep doing that. Unfortunately, that's not the way football works. So we do need a little bit more quality in midfield. Obviously, today's transfer deadline day. Let's hope that we can get a couple of players in who can provide us with that. Otherwise, I do feel as though we're going to see quite a lot of games like this, certainly until at least January, when the transfer window opens again, possibly for the rest of this season. But if we keep getting positive results along the way, you know, we're not going to be too far away from our goals, are we, this season? In terms of the performances of the players overall, I didn't think anybody was outstanding. It was a very sort of 6-7 out of 10 performance from everybody, really. You know, I thought Gabriel at the back looked good again. What a signing he is! He's proving to be. He's everything that you want in a defender in the Premier League. He's got the physical strength. He reads the game really well. He's very calm on the ball. Got a great range of passing. And he had another good game at the back. In fact, he probably bailed out David Luiz a couple of times, who had quite a poor game, if we're honest. Kieran Tierney did okay, didn't he? Nice and tidy and solid as usual, although he did maybe, he was slightly at fault maybe for the Sheffield United goal. He allowed McGoldrick to cut inside him a little bit too easily and get his shot away. But other than that, I thought he had a decent enough game. Obviously Saka was great again, wasn't he? I mean, what a career he's set for, isn't he? Just got called up for the England squad, fully deserved. A great goal as well, and another good all-round performance. I mean, he's just fantastic, isn't he? Another great performance from him. I thought Bellerin as well. I think Bellerin needs credit because I thought he had a great game actually. Certainly going forward, he was really effective. 2 assists for him, and I thought defensively he's improving still. You know, I mentioned him after the game how much he's working, and you can see how that's paying off as well. I thought he's almost getting back to his best again following his injury, and I thought he had a really good game actually, Bellerin. Another player I want to give credit to is Elneny as well. I thought Elneny was brilliant. He was like a box-to-box midfielder almost, wasn't he? You know, helping out in the defence 1 minute and next minute helping to create goals at the other end. So a brilliant performance from Elneny as well. You know, he's been revitalised this season, hasn't he? Possibly with the help of Arteta's coaching, and also maybe just the fact that he actually had some regular football for a year, didn't he, last year out on loan. So he's come back in and he's doing a great job, and that's great to see because I say midfield we are lacking in quality, and if he can keep these performances up, then that's going to be a massive bonus, isn't it, for us for the rest of the season. I thought the front three again was not great, were they? They didn't really get the service, if we're honest, but they're not causing many problems, are they, to the other teams at the minute. Again, they're quite isolated at times, and maybe that's just the system that we're playing still. It is still an evolution, isn't it, of the way that we're playing, and maybe it will get easier for them as the season goes on. But again, they were quite ineffective, all three of them, wasn't they? And I say when Pepe came on, he gave us a spark, didn't he? And I thought he had a great game as well. I've been a big critic of his. But if he continues to perform like he did yesterday when he came on, then we're not going to have any complaints, are we? Because that was a great performance. He was direct, scored a great goal, and was the spark really that turned that game in our favour, you know, when it looked as though we were going to struggle to score. So, you know, well done to Nicola Pepe as well. So that was that really. I mean, I say it wasn't the greatest game, it wasn't the greatest performance. We can see the issues, what they are in the team, where we need to strengthen. Say today's transfer deadline day, so let's hope there's going to be some good news coming in later on today before the 11 o'clock deadline, because I do think we need at least 1 or 2 new recruits coming in, certainly in the midfield area, and that will just really complete the squad and give us a great chance. When you look at how much some of the other teams are struggling at the moment, it's good for us that we've got 9 points already. If we can strengthen now, it gives us the opportunity to really push on and enjoy a great season, and can really challenge into the top 4, you know, all the way through the season. You know, it's a tough league. We've seen that already, haven't we, this season with some of the results that there's been. So there's no easy games anymore, and I do feel we need a little bit more quality in midfield to really, I say, cement this squad and give us a real good chance of finishing in the top 4 and also going a long way in these other competitions as well. Of course, I said today's the deadline day, so I will be doing a video tomorrow as well. I'll be back doing a full review of the transfer window, what it's been like for us overall, what we could have maybe done better, but hopefully we'll be able to talk about some great signings that's come in as well, so I'll be doing that tomorrow. And then of course we have got the international break coming up, so there's no games this week, but I will be doing a live positive podcast as well. Details to be released to that as well, but that'll be coming up later on this week as well, where I say there's a lot to talk about, isn't there, with I say the transfer window, with the recent results and the recent performances as well, and looking ahead of course to what's going to be a tough start for us again when we're back after the international break, with a game away at Manchester City followed by Leicester at home and Manchester United away. So it's not getting any easier, but I say hopefully we'll have a stronger squad to deal with those games when they come around. So I'll say thanks for watching this video today. If you do like what I'm doing, you do like the channel, please click the subscribe button below. Please give this video a thumbs up as well if you like it. Please share it around as well. Please share the content. And I say put any comments in the box. Let me know what you think about the channel and the performance yesterday, and what you're making of the transfer window as well. And I say stay tuned to the channel because coming up I will be doing a full transfer window review. But say in the meantime, thanks for watching, thanks for the support, and of course as always, come on you Gunners!